Hello, this is Tony. I'm a math and science tutor here at OpenWisdom Education. Today we're going through the 2020 HSC Physics paper, especially Module 8 from the universe to the atom. Feel free to pause the video right now and have a go at the question yourself. Otherwise, I'll be going straight through the solution. So I have highlighted here any keywords or important parts from a question like this. With any long response question, you want to be able to identify the relevant topic and any experiment that comes up in the question. And you see I have highlighted the marks here as well. As in an exam situation, time management is very important. For a 5-marker like this, I would recommend about 5 to 6 minutes to complete the question. And structure would also be important for you to efficiently achieve the mark you want, especially knowing the content. So before we start going ahead with answering the question, we want to go more in depth about the background knowledge. And it's quite evident from the diagram here, we are talking about Chadwick's discovery of neutron. And the full diagram should look something like this. We know that the experiment was performed by shooting alpha particles at a beryllium metal. This in turn knocked out neutrons to collide with the paraffin wax, which is rich in protons. And the protons would then be ejected from the paraffin wax onto a detector where their velocities and energy could be measured. And it's also important to note that the paraffin wax itself is highly concentrated in alpha particles, and that law of conservation of energy and momentum was used backwards to show that neutrons have a mass approximately equal to protons. I have also included the syllabus stop point here if you want to do any further research into the topic. But let's answer part A right now. Explain why the hypothesis was proposed and then rejected with reference to the observations. So it already hinted that we need to mention the observations and that the question needs to be answered in 2 parts, why it was proposed and then rejected. So why was it proposed? They talked about gamma radiation, and we know that gamma rays don't have any charges, so that it can't be deflected by the electric field. And gamma rays also carry energy, so that there is a possibility for transfer of energy to protons and then ejecting them from the paraffin wax, which is consistent with observation 1 and 2. And that's why the hypothesis was proposed. And why was it rejected? So the gamma ray, we also know that it is considered as high energy photons, such that it should be able to produce photoelectric effect, which is not which is said to not be produced from the observation. And I recommend here inserting a short definition of what photoelectric effect is. And we can also say that energy was insufficient to eject protons, such that if it was to eject protons, that would violate the law of conservation of energy. So let's move on to part B. How did these experiments change the model of atom? It's a quick 2-marker, basically asking us what are some of the implications. And I already mentioned before that they applied the law of conservation of energy and momentum. Chadwick worked backwards to show that neutron had a mass approximately equal to protons. And that Chadwick was also able to show that radiation was in fact particles with neutral charge and mass. Furthermore, he could also show that there is existence of a particle like neutron, which furthered our understanding of composition of the atomic nucleus, which now consists of neutrons and protons. I have also included here some sample answers. They're usually very good for past HSC papers, since that gives you an indication of what kind of answers the markers are looking for, especially targeting any keywords. And the criteria also help you evaluate your own answers when you do practice of past papers.